Hello and happy August. We're in early August and I'm going a little offbeat for this video, but I felt it was important to talk about. And this would apply for any and all parents as you're going into the fall semester or the spring semester, and your youngster or your child is going to be in orchestra or band. I wanted to give you some tips if you need to get an instrument for your child for school. But before I tell you my secrets, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'd be ever so appreciative. And ring the bell, hit that bell button so that you get notified whenever I make a new video. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing that you want to do when you find out that your child is going to be in band or orchestra and say they're going to be learning to play, I don't know, flute, violin, clarinet, saxophone, whatever. The first thing you do not do is you do not run to your local music store and buy an expensive instrument. Instead, you need to see if they have a rental program, and if that includes, if you rent the instrument, does this include a rent-to-own option? Now, here's my reasons for this. First and foremost, nothing against anybody's child, but when we, as adults or kids or teens or in between, when we take up a new instrument, we really don't know if we're going to stick with it or if we're going to like it. And unfortunately, most parents don't take that into consideration. They usually, my dad bought me a flute once, and he bought it from a woman on an online auction. And what she had done is her grade school daughter said that she wanted to learn to play flute. And it was coming up on the semester in school where she could get in, I guess it was orchestra. In any way, the little girl wanted to learn flute. So instead of doing the rent-to-own, the mother went out and she purchased a $500 flute. And no idea whether the little girl's going to take to it or not, or whether she's going to have an aptitude for it or not. And long story short, the daughter wound up not liking the flute. Exactly why, I don't know, but my point is, the mother decided to kind of take it out on her daughter, letting her know she was not pleased in any way, that, she didn't appreciate this $500 flute. And when she sold the flute on eBay, did an online auction, my dad got it for less than half of what she paid for it. She was very upset. Now, without going into a rant, I don't believe it's fair to chew on your child for not liking an instrument. This is why they're trying the instrument, is to see if they like it or not. And are they going to pursue it? And as adults, how many times as adults have we, say, thought we'd really plunge into a new hobby or whatever, and we invested a bunch of money, and then we wind up not really that interested in doing the hobby or whatever. You get my point. But the advantages of renting to own is, for number one, you'll be sure to get a functioning instrument. That it'll be working correctly, that it's in excellent working condition. You can return it, of course, like let's say your child, even if they complete the semester of, say, for just an example, let's say they take trumpet, so you rent the trumpet. And at the end of the semester, your son or daughter says, you know what, I'm really not into this trumpet thing. No problem. Take the instrument back to the music store you rented it from, you return it, that's it. And you spend a fraction of the money that you would have had you bought a trumpet. And I just lost my train of thought. That's a brilliant one. Oh, if there isn't, now shop around. Don't just run to the first music store that rents orchestral or band instruments and call around. See who offers the best deal. And if there aren't any local music stores around, look online. I discovered there are out-of-state music stores that rent instruments that will ship it to you free, whatever instrument you rent. You pay the monthly deal. Be sure to ask questions. Ask them if you do this, like, do they pay for the return shipping? If you have to pay for the return shipping of the instrument, if you're going to return it, how much is that going to be approximately? You know, check all your boxes and cover all your bases. But if the child does like the instrument and they really love playing it, then the rent to own, we're having fun with our words today. The rent to own is a wonderful option because once you pay it off by the month, and if your child gets to where they've more or less outgrown that instrument, well, then you can take that instrument to the music store, and I'd like to get a trade in and bump it up a notch or bump it up a size, like with violins. They come in different sizes for different size students. So as your child grows, they're going to need a bigger violin. So those are my tips for any and all parents whose child is going to take orchestra or band. So I hope this helps. Please share it with all your friends who have children or teens that are going to go into the music section of school. I think they'll find this helpful. Please hit the like button if you like this video. Please leave a comment, even if it's just to say hello and how are you. And I also just want to put in, I do have a music store. I don't rent instruments, but I do have a lot of different music books, including a selection of books for band and orchestra books. So you can visit my store at www.mandolinbabe.net. I'll put it in the bottom or in the comments down below so that you can go visit the store. I got hundreds and hundreds of books for different traditional instruments, for bluegrass, for old time, for blues, you name it, it's there. So, at any rate, I hope this helps. Like I say, please share it with any and all parents that you know whose children are going to be going into band or orchestra. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.